Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Binsi Joshi. Today we can discuss a disease condition. What is that? Dumping syndrome. It is an easy topic, but the questions are coming related to this syndrome. Okay, what is dumping syndrome? That means when we eat some kinds of food, the gastric content, fast emptying of the gastric content into the intestine. That means dumping syndrome is a medical condition in which your stomach empties its content into the first part of your small intestine. That means duodenum, faster than normal. Dumping syndrome is also known as rapid gastric emptying. People with dumping syndrome experience symptoms like nausea and abdominal cramps. That is called dumping syndrome. Then there are two types of dumping syndrome, early dumping syndrome and late dumping syndrome. Early dumping syndrome is a common dumping syndrome and occurs within the 10 to 30 minutes following the meal. Clear? It is a sudden, the onset is sudden. But the late dumping syndrome, it's not usual, that means it's not common. It occurs 2 to 3 hours after ingestion of meal. Then signs and symptoms of in early dumping syndrome, the patient may experience GI, especially the GI disturbances, that means gastrointestinal disturbances, then occurring diarrhea, abdominal cramps and vomiting. In addition to that, they feel weakness or fainting, then rapid heartbeat, that means the patient feels tachycardia, dizziness or lightheadedness, then flushing. These are the main symptoms related to early dumping syndrome. While the client with late dumping syndrome, the client may experience a difficulty in concentration, then dizziness or lightheadedness also, feeling faint, then shakiness, they feel something tremor like feeling shakiness. Then anxiety, they are very anxious about their disease condition, feeling looking very anxious. Then sweating, exhaustion. These are the symptoms related to late dumping syndrome. Then why the client experiencing dumping syndrome? That means what are the causes related to dumping syndrome? Mainly the client who has undergone the surgical interventions on the abdomen. That means any kind of abdominal surgery is the main causes for dumping syndrome. The client has done gastrectomy, that means removal of the stomach, removal of the part of the stomach, that means gastrectomy. After the client with 78% of the client experience dumping syndrome after doing the gastrectomy. Then in addition to that, any kind of bariatric surgery, gastric bypass, gastric sleeve, then esophagectomy, partial gastrectomy, fundoplication and vagotomy are the other causes for occurring dumping syndrome. So what we have to advise the client, or what are the nursing interventions or recommendation we have to advise to the client to reduce the occurrence of dumping syndrome, or we can reduce the severity of dumping syndrome. First of all, we have to explain the client about eat a small meal, eat 6 small meals instead of large 3 meals. People prefer to eat full meal, but the client with dumping syndrome, they have to avoid taking full meal. Then they can take 6 small meals. Then next point, after taking the food, the client has to lie down at least 30 minutes. They have no permission to walk on the room. They have no permission to sit. They have to lie down at least 30 minutes. Clear? Then third point, waiting to drink liquids until at least 30 minutes after a meal. That means they have to omit the liquid while taking food. They have no permission to drink the fluid while taking food. Either they can take half an hour or 1 hour before food or half an hour after food. That means in between meals they can drink, but with the food they have no permission to drink fluid. Clear? Then eating more protein fat diet, because the protein may take more large time for the digestion, so they have to consume large amount of protein and fat diet instead of simple carbohydrate. That means avoid the consuming the simple carbohydrate and they can consume complex carbohydrate. Clear? Then that means complex carbohydrate. What are the examples of complex carbohydrate? All grains, fruits and vegetables. They can eat these kinds of food. These are the complex carbohydrates. Then they have to avoid the food that containing simple sugar, such as candies, cookies, sugary drinks and other foods and drinks that are added sugar. These are very easily digestible, so they have to avoid these kinds of food. Then avoiding milk and milk product. This also helps for the fast emptying, so milk and milk product, dairy products, they have to avoid. Then using plant extract such as pectin or gum to thicken the food. Clear? In addition to that, they have to avoid food that are very cold or hot, because this also helps for the fast digestion. They can drink or they can take the food in normal temperature or room temperature. Avoid consuming too much cold or too much hot. Then before I mentioned something like that, simple sugar such as sweet candy, sodas and cookies, they have to avoid these kinds of food also. Clear? Now we can look at a simple question. It is easy for you understand and remember this topic. Okay. A patient is post-op from a gastric resection for the treatment of peptic ulcer disease. 1 hour after eating meals, the patient exhibits diaphoresis, tachycardia and hypotension. In addition, the patient reports feeling abdominal cramps, weakness and nausea. Which option below can be incorporated in the patient plan of care to help alleviate the patient's signs and symptoms? Select all that apply. First option, wait 30 minutes after meals to consume liquid. B, sit up for 30 minutes after eating. Third option, consume high amount of dairy products daily. Next, eat 5 to 6 small meals a day rather than 3 large meals. Next option, when symptoms present, eat cold or hot food to help decrease symptoms. Okay. Do you understand the question? It is very simple question. So, it is a select all that apply question. That means we can select either one option or more than one. So, we can move to the options. Wait 30 minutes after meals to consume liquid. Yes, it is a right answer, because we already learned that the patient has to lie down at least 30 minutes after consuming the food. In addition to that, they have to wait 30 minutes to take liquid. That means with food, they have to omit the liquid. Clear? That is the correct option. The next option, sit up for 30 minutes after eating. Is it right? No, it's wrong statement, because they have to lie down for 30 minutes after eating. They have no permission to sit up or no permission to walk around the room. Third option, consume high amount of dairy products daily. No, this is also the wrong statement, because the dairy product helps for the fast digestion and fast emptying of the food. So they have to limit or avoid. Next option, eat 5-6 small meals a day rather than 3 large meals. This is the right answer. This is the statement. This is a good statement, because they have to avoid consuming large amount of food. Clear. Then next option, when symptoms present, eat cold or hot food to help decrease the symptoms. This is also the wrong statement because the hot or extreme cold food increase the symptoms. They have to consume the room temperature or normal temperature food. They have to eat and drink the food, something like that, room temperature or normal temperature food. So this option also the wrong. Clear? So that's all. Okay, I hope you got some idea about dumping syndrome. It is a very simple topic and easy to understand. Dumping syndrome means it occurs the person, especially after doing any kinds of abdominal surgery, especially gastrectomy. So that means the fast emptying of the food content into the intestine. So we have to advise the client some nursing interventions helps to reduce the occurrence of dumping syndrome. Clear? That's all. Thank you for watching my video. Keep on watching. Bye. Take care.